A very good morning to all presenter, participants of the 7th Icollite International Seminar. My gratitude to the committee for giving us the opportunity to present our paper. Today, I'm going to present paper based on our ongoing research conducted by the team entitled TRIGATRA Application based on Culture and Citizenship Literacy in the form of 3 languages for growing student sensitive tolerance digital native. First, let me introduce you to our research team, me, Dadang Sunendar, Indri Hardini, and Ariessa Racmadhany, and we are all coming from Universitas Pendidikan Indonesia. If you read the research title, we can pay attention to several keywords such as literacy, culture, citizenship, TRIGATRA, as well as tolerance. These keywords will further elaborated in today's presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, Indonesia has a diversity of ethnicities, languages, cultures, religions, and beliefs. The identity of this diversity becomes complex with the inclusion of global influences. Harmony becomes threatened if there are citizens who lack awareness of diversity and tolerance. Thus, literacy related to culture and citizenship is one of the important skills that must be possessed by every citizen. The TRIGATRA of languages shows the diversity of the Indonesian nation and culture, which must be maintained. The position of these 3 languages has the respective interests and function which are still not realized by the speaker's digital native as a portrait of harmony and tolerance that must be maintained. This study is conducted due to underpinning issue about the urgency of supporting the national literacy movement in the form of cultural and citizenship literacy education and foster a sensitivity to tolerance digital native in Indonesia. Furthermore, these 3 languages or TRIGATRA have their own important position in Indonesia. Bahasa Indonesia serve as unifying tool for the nation. Local languages play a role as symbol of diversity that must be preserved. And lastly, foreign language serve as one of the parameters for the competitiveness of the nation in the world. If we look at the data, there are about 49.52% of citizens are digital native, generation of technology native speaker who can utilize technology. However, politeness in language and behavior degrade along with the openness of expression. Hate speech that has the potential to trigger a rift of harmony is easy to find. Even though it is this generation that vulnerable to being exposed to things that have the potential to undermine cultural identity and crack citizenship inside within the framework of harmony and tolerance. There are 3 main objectives of this study. First, to describe and compile product design for cultural and citizenship literacy learning application based on TRIGATRA languages. Second, to describe the application design, development process, and lastly, to describe the user response to the application in order to grow tolerance sensitivity for student digital native. Ladies and gentlemen, according to the data from the Ministry of Education and Culture, it reveals that of the 19 regional languages studied, 8 languages are categorized as extinct, 5 are critical, 24 are then endangered, 12 are in decline, 24 are in a vulnerable condition, and 21 are in safe status. Even Microsoft Research state that Indonesian netizens are considered the most impolite in cyberspace. Associated with SDGs program, this study targets goal number 4 on quality education through research in higher education. This fourth goal promotes a culture of peace and non-violence. The story of this research is directed at increasing tolerance of high school students through understanding the TRIGATRA language, which contains a deep message about Indonesia's diverse position, but is united by the national language, still harmoniously coexists with regional languages and foreign languages. This study tried to answer two questions, which are how to design and develop cultural and citizenship literacy learning application based on TRIGATRA languages in an effort to foster tolerance sensitivity for student digital native. And the second question is, what are the responses of student digital natives of this learning application? Ladies and gentlemen, before we further discuss this study, let me clarify the term which become the concern of the study. Cultural literacy is defined as the ability to understand and behave toward Indonesian culture as a national identity. Meanwhile, civic literacy is the ability to understand right and obligation as citizen. Cultural and citizen literacy can shape and develop national culture and build national identity on the global stage. Cultural and civic literacy is one of the Ministry of Education and Culture priorities through the National Literacy Movement, which is based on 6 principles of culture literacy, and citizenship. To do this research project, we utilize the integrated learning methodology, the concept of integrated learning as an effort to integrate the development and growth of students and their knowledge abilities. Talking about the novelty of this study, previously, there are several previous research references for analysis and enriches the research discussion, as well as distinguish it from the research carried out, including assessment research on the border of Central Java and West Java related to TRIGATRA languages, showing that TRIGATRA languages can increase student love of language. Research on xenoglosophilia concerning the phenomenon of the use of foreign languages, which is increasingly widespread in Indonesia, especially in young people, which has the potential to trigger the change of Indonesian to a foreign language and can threaten the identity and sustainability of the Indonesian language. 2 subsequent studies on the comparison of the use of Sundanese and prioritizing Indonesian provide recommendation for strengthening the teaching of local languages in the digital era and increasing public awareness about importance of prioritizing Indonesian. This is also a goal that is reflected in the output of this study. From what has been mentioned, it can be said that the level of novelty of this research is considered high, because it is also a follow-up research from previous studies mentioned earlier. As you can see, this is the roadmap of this study. This is a longitudinal study that has been started since 2016 and is estimated to finish in 2025. There are several things have been finished during 2016 until 2022, such as joint research with the Language Agency, Ministry of Education, Research and Culture of Indonesia, model development and design, And this year in 2023, we are entering the stage to publish the results of TRIGATRA language model. In the following year, we are planning to publish the result even broader and try to have piloting tests in a small and wider scale until 2025. This research was conducted utilizing research and development methodologies, R&D. The study's output is a learning model in the form of an M-learning application. The development model employed in this study is the 4D model, which has 4 stages: define, design, develop, and disseminate. This research took place in high school environment in West Java province as research object. The school were selected through a purposive random sampling. For 3 years, there are 16 high school involved, starting from 2 high school in the first year, 6 high school in the second year, and 8 high school in the last year. These schools are located in several areas of West Java, such as Ciamis, Tasikmalaya, Bogor, Bekasi, and Depok. These areas are considered varied and diverse, as several of them representing border city from the capital city, while the other are considered a strong implementation of local heritage or habit. These considerations are relevant to see the differences in data in the 2 regions. The informant participants in the study were students who were also randomly selected, teachers of Indonesian, Sundanese, and foreign languages, as well as other interested parties related to the implementation of cultural and citizenship literacy in school. In this study, the data collection instruments were questionnaire, observation, interview, and test. Questionnaire instruments were distributed to teachers and students to obtain needs analysis data. In this part, we are talking now about finding and discussion. And this first year research arrived at the first step and contain 5 points. First, front-end analysis, interview conducted with foreign languages teachers and principals from high school in West Java. Second, learner analysis, distribution of questionnaire to 171 high school students in West Java to find out their initial knowledge of TRIGATRA Bahasa. Third, task analysis, determination of material that will appear in the TRIGATRA Bahasa application model. Fourth, concept analysis, analysis of the overall material concept in the TRIGATRA Bahasa application model. And the last one, specifying instructional objective, pursuing the goals of TRIGATRA Bahasa application model. And now I'm going to talk about finding and discussion. Of the 171 high school student respondents who fill out a questionnaire with 31 questions from 4 major categories as shown in the picture, the average result obtained were interest in mobile application in learning process, understanding of TRIGATRA Bahasa, and application TRIGATRA Bahasa. And these are the results. 86% of respondents are very interested in language application that are fun and easy to access. And 93% of respondents think that the TRIGATRA Bahasa is very important in Indonesia. 91% of respondents really like the learning process using learning application. And 93% of respondents are very interested if there is a TRIGATRA Bahasa application. So the conclusions, first, the development of the TRIGATRA Bahasa application is urgently needed as a way to protect languages in Indonesia. The second, regional languages that are becoming extinct over time must be saved. The use of mobile application in instilling an understanding of TRIGATRA Bahasa is very much needed for digital native. And digital native agree on the slogan TRIGATRA Bahasa, prioritizing Bahasa Indonesia or Indonesian language, preserving regional language, and mastering foreign languages. And for this research, there are many references that support the research. And ladies and gentlemen, finally, we have come to the end of our presentation. Thank you very much for your attention and kind cooperation during the presentation. Have a good discussion, and we are looking forward to your question if there are any. Good morning. Terima kasih. Hatur nuhun. Thank you.